This is a major red alert. This is big breaking news. A national emergency was just declared. A national emergency was just declared. Biden just signed an executive order for a national emergency. All right, that is what is happening right now. And you need to be getting prepared. You need to be getting ready. You need to be getting stocked up. You literally need to be getting things like candles. You need to be getting things like kerosene lamps and lamp oil, because we could see a major situation happen domestically in the US, and that's why Biden just signed this executive order for this national emergency. All right, so you need to be getting ready. You need to be getting your family ready. You need to be getting out of these big cities, because that's where the chaos is going to be. They want to use this major emergency to potentially declare martial law in the future. All right, what's tied to this national emergency that he just signed an executive order for? They want to potentially use a situation like that to declare martial law. That's what we could see if the grid goes down. All right, if the internet, we see a kill switch have to be implemented on the internet because the damage is just too much. There's too many attacks happening too quickly that they just need to shut off the internet, and it needs to come back with digital IDs. All these things are being proposed and being thought about right now, and Biden just declared a national emergency relating to all this stuff. All right, so you need to be getting ready. You need to be getting your family ready. And there's no time to waste. They're going to black out the grid or black out the internet, black out the communications. Something big like this is coming very soon, and we could see a major hit to America. And once that happens, think of what's going to happen in these cities. We already see all this chaos erupting. We already see mass looting of stores and lawlessness all throughout America. All right, this stuff is spreading, and you can bet that once something big happens and they're getting ready for the big one, that's what this national emergency was just declared for. Once something big like this happens, then you can bet that there's going to be looting at people's houses. All right, once these cities are wiped clean, all the stores, they're going to move to the suburbs and move out into the country, move to the rural areas, and try to target people's property and land, especially things that are left out. Property crime is going to be spiking if an event like this happens. All right, and also in the aftermath of this, we could, once an attack like this happens, we are going to see potentially kinetic physical warfare as well on American soil too. All right, so get your family ready right now. Get your family out of these cities. Get your family armed and prepared, because Biden just declared this national emergency, just signed the executive order for it. All right, so let's get into the details here. So you can see here that Biden just issued this executive order, and he issued two different ones actually, and the second one kind of piggybacks off of this one. So we're going to cover both of these executive orders that he just signed. But you can see here he just sent a letter to the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate, and he's telling them the steps that he's taking due to this national emergency that has been declared to significant malicious cyber enabled activities. All right, that's pretty much saying there's going to be a major cyber attack on US critical infrastructure. That's what they are worried about. And the main thing that they're worried about right now is AI being used to develop a major cyber attack. All right, and you might be thinking how that could happen. Well, they could use AI to create entirely new language codes that can be put on top of our software that controls our infrastructure. It could be a total new language that nobody can decipher, and it's completely locked out. All right, not even the people that sent it can unlock it. And this could happen. All these back doors are set up already in a lot of our infrastructure, and they have been breached over the past few years. And now we see the US declare a national emergency, and they're saying this executive order specifically is targeting any foreigners, and it seems like foreigners that interact with any infrastructure utility service, all right, whether they're buying it or selling it, they are targeting them and making lists and more recordings. And they're also cracking down on AI as well, because they're worried that AI could be used in a major cyber attack on the grid. And it could also be used for encryption, right? To de-encrypt a lot of these softwares that are locking our data, right? That's how our data is kept safe, is behind encryption. But AI could break through this very easily, right? They're training it and manipulating it to process these algorithms very quickly to decipher the encryption and get through it very fast, right? There's a lot of dangers that's happening with this AI, and that's why they have declared a national emergency related to this for cyber security attacks on our critical infrastructure, like our water, our power grid, right? Those are the main things that they're worried about. But it could also be the internet, it could be our satellites, it could be our supply chain. All these things are being targeted right now. You remember that massive cyber attack that hit the truckers in Oklahoma, right? It hit wholesale foods, right? It's one of the biggest distributors in the country of food, and they could not process any of their orders. This is also happening right now with Ace Hardware. They cannot process any of their online orders. Right now, this is happening. These cyber attacks can hit anywhere at any time. And they also just signed another executive order. And that one is essentially they're going to take control of AI federally. All right, they're going to implement a bunch of rules and regulations around it and impose a bunch of new guidelines of what they can do with it. And even the responses that can be given from AI, like the prompts, you ask it questions, it gives you a response. Even those things could be monitored and regulated by the government with this new executive order that Biden just signed as well, right? So they're trying to take over the AI industry in the US, and they also see it as a massive threat, which it has been, and it could be used as. And this is something that I've been warning of for months, and now things are so bad that they are declaring this national emergency for cyber related attacks on our critical infrastructure, right? So you need to be getting stocked up right now. You need to be getting prepared right now. We also have cyber attacks on hospitals in Canada, all right? 5 of the major hospital branches in Canada are having massive cyber attacks and data breaches. And the first day this happened, it actually shut down operations for about a day at multiple different branches. The major 5 branches in Canada got shut down. They're hospitals, right? So this stuff can happen anywhere. The same thing happened in the US as well. A few months ago, our hospitals were hit, and it was affecting California, Texas, Arizona. It was affecting a lot of the Southwest states. They were under a cyber attack, their hospitals were, and they were shut down, right? So this can happen anywhere, anytime. And all it takes is something like Duke Energy that provides power to tens of millions of people, multiple states in the Southeast. All it takes is for a company like that to be hit with a major cyber attack, and they're locked out of their systems, and you can't get your power, all right? Because everything in the grid is computerized now. It's all monitored, and the flows are all restricted or access through computers, right? They're just monitoring how much power to give, how much power to take. And if that system is cyber attacked, shut down, then you can't get your power, right? And it's anywhere along the line this can happen. That's why I brought up this Wholesale Foods, one of the largest distributors in the US for foods. They are one part to the supply chain, but all these truckers that were trying to drop off, they couldn't drop off their load. They couldn't pick up a new load. It was affecting other parts of the supply chain as well, because these truckers were being held up and stranded there, right? So it only takes one kink in the chain to break for this stuff to collapse. All right, so please hit it up for me down there to help get this video out, because people need to be getting prepared. A national emergency has been declared. Biden signed an executive order for a major cyber attack coming from AI that is going to hit the US, and they're getting prepared for it right now. And you should be too, right? If the government, the military is preparing for something, then that's something that you need to be looking at and taking serious as well, right? So thank you guys so much. I hope you have big blessings for you and your family. All right, it's getting cold. Get your family prepared for this winter. Get wood stocked up. I'm telling you, get candles, get lamps, get the little space heaters, get a generator, get all this stuff, all right? Get a little bonfire outside that you can go stand around, build a bonfire pit, whatever. Have something, get a wood stove, have some kind of alternative heat source that you can get to this winter, because we could see a major power outage. And there were rolling blackouts last year in North Carolina, South Carolina from Duke Energy. That's why I brought up Duke Energy. Rolling blackouts last year on Christmas. It could happen anywhere, and it could be your state next, right? So thank you guys so much. Please hit it up for me down there, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.